once I begin to draw on true stories from my life or experiences that I've had or that people close to me have had, things aren't necessarily relevant because they're true. You know, so then the question becomes, how do you know which true stories to draw on? Is that again just like you're listening to the play, or?
You got to have a sense of your audience. I mean, who the hell are you talking to with this play? And some things that might be very true and very interesting to you, you can say they won't get that. That wouldn't interest them. Don't go into that excursion. You have to be aware of your audience and what will work with them. But for instance, I wrote one autobiographical play called Ancestral Voices. And that was kind of a major trauma in my family when my grandmother, at the age of about 52, ran off with my grandfather's best friend. And when I say ran off, they ran only 20 miles from Buffalo. They couldn't leave Buffalo. And it's what the repercussions it caused in my family, because this was my mother's mother and even her father, her trying to deal with this and raise kids. My father, the repercussions throughout the city because it was my grandfather, it destroyed. Now, it took me a long time to write that, and everybody involved was dead when I wrote it. And that liberated me. And my father was even tougher on me. I mean, that first play I told you about, Scenes from American Life, he wouldn't speak to me for a couple of, almost a year, because I used four-letter words in that play. And I put the family on stage a little bit. And he didn't like that. And when I came to New York and started having plays done, I said, look, we were speaking by then. I said, come on down and see, you might like this one. He'd always say, if it's any good, it'll come to Buffalo.